The economy looks like it's on shaky ground yet again, but my guest today is Steve Siebold. He is the author of How Rich People Think, predicts the next 5 years we'll see more self-made millionaires than any other time in U.S. history. And Steve, I think that's welcome news, certainly, but I think a lot of people are getting worried again about the economy and their opportunities. Why do you think there's going to be so many self-made millionaires minted in the next few years?
Because there's so many new problems to solve. I mean, there's just so many opportunities that didn't exist before the Great Recession that entrepreneurs and people that creative thinkers are looking at all these new problems and saying, wow, here's all these new ways to get rich.
Right. So it seems like solving the energy crisis is number one that comes to mind. What are some of the other problems that are out there you think people are going to make a lot of money solving?
Well, anything that's fear-based, like the markets. We're seeing all this push toward gold and silver. There's an opportunity right there. It's completely being driven by fear. So anything that's driven by fear in terms of money, in terms of saving, investing, you name it, hoarding of any kind, anything that's driven by fear is an opportunity to turn that around because people don't want to live in fear.
Right. So the focus of your book is you interview, and as the title says, How Rich People Think. You've interviewed millionaires and billionaires over the course of 20 plus years.
27 years.
27 years, and this is basically a breakdown of how they look at money. What's the biggest difference between how wealthy people look at money and how the rest of us look at money?
Wealthy people look at money through the eyes of opportunity, potential, all the good things. It's like Freud said years ago. Freud said the wealthy and the big thinkers move toward what they want as opposed to away from what they don't want, which is what the masses do.
Right. So it sounds a little trite to say it's all about changing your mindset, but it sounds like your attitude about money really does make a difference in how much money you're going to make.
It starts with it. It's not, obviously behavior is the only way to get wealthy, but it starts with the way you think because what you think determines how you behave.
Right. So what would you say are the biggest misconceptions that most people have about money?
That it's a negative thing, that rich people are narcissists, that they're crooks, that they're not paying the majority of the taxes in America. And without the wealthy, America would not exist. So I think the negative feelings and the negative outlook toward the wealthy and money itself is probably the biggest problem that I experienced for the first 25 years of my life until I met all these millionaires and changed my mind.
Over the course of that 25 plus years, have you seen a shift in either the mindset or the makeup of those people who are becoming wealthy? Because there's been a lot of talk about America's becoming a two-class society and you have your elites and the rest of us. Or is it the same type of person who's today becoming self-made millionaire?
Oh, I think that's a great question. I think it's much easier now today, especially with the internet and reach and access and mobile devices and all the communication things that are going on. This is it. This is the easiest time to become a millionaire in America than I've ever seen by far. And I think the wealthy see that, and that's why they're getting wealthier, and that's why the classes are splitting more. But on the other side, anyone has a chance to become a millionaire in America, and more right now than ever before, more right now than 6 months ago.
Right. So what's your best piece of advice, aside, I'm assuming, from getting the book and reading the book, for someone out there who maybe doesn't have a job or they feel like they're underemployed and they want to become wealthy at some point in their lives?
Take inventory of your consciousness or the way you think about money and ask yourself, is this the way a rich person thinks or the way someone in the middle class thinks about money? And then start to adopt the behaviors and the thought processes of the wealthy. And there's all kinds of books out there besides mine. There's seminars. There's all kinds of programs you can tap into, really tap into their consciousness and see if you're doing the same things they're doing.
So can you elaborate on that? How is it that rich people think differently, other than just looking at money as opportunity as opposed to looking at it from a point of fear?
Well, in general, they're looking at money in positive terms, not negative terms. Think of the associations that we're brought up with, we're raised with about money in school, in the church, in sports, through coaches. We're learning about money almost always from people that have none.
Right. And so they're scared they might not have any more, they got to hoard it, they got to... am I going to have enough money to pay the bills, that kind of thing?
Exactly. And we're taught over and over, money won't make you happy. Money won't make you happy. We're brainwashed with these things. And, of course, money won't make you happy, but that has nothing to do with having money.
Doesn't hurt either.
It doesn't hurt either, exactly, yeah. So we almost have no chance from the beginning because we're programmed by people that don't have any money and don't really understand how to think about it.